Reasons why I believe dating apps are not for young people, but for the middle-aged and older. Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugget. That stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Guys, today I want to talk to you about dating apps and why I believe they are for the middle-aged and older. And I'll tell you why. Okay, now we're going to go a little old school here, and then we're going to go to why I believe the young people have a disadvantage and why it might be doing more harm than good for these generations to come, right? So when you're going from the old school mentality, my mentality, okay, you start off young, your body's changing, and all of a sudden, you start to develop feelings for the opposite sex, perhaps the same sex, whatever is your cup of tea. And you're in the community, you're in social settings, and you develop attraction, maybe through middle school, junior high, high school, and then you have your crushes that you talk to or don't talk to. A lot of times you won't. You'll just have attraction. Like, you'll see a lot of people, if you're older, that you might reconnect with on Facebook and come to find that either they had a crush on you or you finally admit that you had a crush on them. But a lot of times people didn't even know, except for maybe they're really close friends. And there's a lot of flirtation that goes on, and there's this slow evolution, or a slow maturing, where you get to grow into deeper relationships as you mature. And sometimes when we try to force Mother Nature, we get a lot of problems. We don't want to push it too fast, because things need time to mature, to grow, right? As if you were planting a seed. It takes time for it to germinate, grow, etc., right? Nature works on nature's time. So, in those early days, before you had the social media and dating apps and everything, you would have conversations with people. You would spend time with them, either alone, generally in social circles, where everybody knew everyone. You knew a little bit about their family, you knew about their background, you knew their likes or dislikes or their talents, because it was a smaller, again, social circle. You had your little community, and there wasn't a lot of distractions like social media and other things. There wasn't so much consumption of media, whether it's social, television, video games, etc. So people spent time with each other. Yeah. And the thing is that it allowed you to get to know them and your feelings to develop further, or perhaps you would see that maybe you're not a good fit, but you knew because it was a longer, slower process. And all these things, growing up without dating apps and without social media, it allowed you to build social skills. And for instance, my girlfriend and I were talking about this last night. When you wanted to talk to somebody, you just picked up the phone and called them. And now it's almost seen as disrespectful to just pick up your phone and call somebody, because they are expecting a text warning them that you're calling. And so I guess in my observation, what seems to be growing now is that now even texting somebody can be seen as invasive. And so people are like, oh, here's my Snap or here's my Instagram, I don't give my number out. So it's furthering the divide or the closeness that we had in relationships, whether it was sitting across the table and communicating, talking in person, talking on the phone, to very small snippets of interaction, and it's done on your time, right? TV is consumed, DVR, YouTube, other forms of media. Everything is like the old Burger King motto, have it your way. So we get used to that, and you get spoiled by it. And you're missing out on the experience of getting to know a person and really knowing the ins and outs of who they are. And it teaches you a lot about what you're looking for through those interactions and those slowly maturing, slow process of the maturing of the relationship or relationships. So when you're older and you've had experience in the real dating world and really talking to people and getting to know them, and then getting on a dating app, it allows you the benefit of already knowing what you want, what you're looking for, and narrowing the field down to just people that are really right in your wheelhouse of what you're looking for. So that when you do match with someone who's also of a similar age range that didn't grow up with all this social media and dating apps, then they're more likely to have the same skill sets as you, and you can definitely have a better start to a relationship, something that's a little bit more mature. And the dating apps really just give you the benefit of speed in the sense of getting in front of the people that are more likely to be potentially good partners for you. So young people miss all of this. And what happens is, what I'm noticing is they're lacking a lot of social skills. They're not knowing how to interact when they're in front of somebody that they're attracted to. They don't develop any patience, and they're expecting, physical interactions on the first date, and maybe that's all it is a hookup, etc. And the experience is just, they're looking for something like I call it just fast food. They never learn how to actually cook a meal from scratch, and they don't have the patience to actually spend the time to get to know a person, because they think, well, what if I get to know this person and all of a sudden they're not a good match for me? All I needed was the release of sexual tension, essentially. So it's very shallow, and if both people aren't looking for the same things, or one person has feelings for the other, that's where you have problems, and that people are going to start to get hurt and then maybe calloused and just giving up on the idea of love or somebody who's compatible for them. And I liken it to almost like, I thought of something called sexual ADD or ADHD, where you're just, swipe. Oh, attractive. Let's see if we match. Okay, let's see if we can Netflix and chill. And then if one person, looks at you sideways or says something wrong or has a little quirk or something, you just immediately drop them and move on to swiping again. And then you start to condition your brain for this, and you're starting to get that, dopamine release of the match. And in a movie I watched with my girlfriend last night, it was a documentary about dating apps, etc. And they were talking about how, the matching process is almost set up like winning at a casino, like a slot machine win. So it's giving you that release of that serotonin, those, adrenaline hormones and you're getting high on that. The potential of matching with good-looking people. So it's like visual overload, and you start to become desensitized to actually building a relationship, but start to see, potential matches and hookups as notches on your bedpost and something that you're out there to conquer. And that's, I think, what's happening with a lot of young people. And it's not that they're, this lost bad generation. They just have not known anything different. And with dating being made so easy and so just immediate gratification based, it's creating a lot of problems for people that do want to get into a good relationship and don't understand how to do that, or why the things they're doing aren't working out for them. So it's a real tough problem. I don't really have any solutions. Like there was a mom in the movie that's like, you need to go out and meet men at the museum. Go hang out at the museum. And I thought that was pretty funny. And I was like, I don't know who you're meeting at the museum, but good luck with that. So the thing is too with dating apps and whatnot is that there's if the relationship goes sour, there's no consequences. Like if you're dating somebody like in your church or your school or in your community, though, there's a good chance you're going to run into them again. This is the old school consequence. And so people knew you, they knew your family, and you didn't want to bring any shame or any, blemish to your family name or to your reputation. So generally, if those things happened, you were kind of marked that way. But now, with us being able to expand our dating profile range, mile range that we'll date within, you could easily date people 50, 60 miles away, hook up with them, ghost them, and there's almost no consequences because they're not in your everyday world or your community. So it's really easy to get in and out of these relationships. With the ghosting, you just swipe on to somebody else, and there's always somebody that is attracted to you, and you can start over again. But there's really no lessons learned, there's no personal growth, and long term, I think for a lot of people, it can be very detrimental. So if you're an older person, right, you're a little silver fox, you're hot mama, whatever it is, and you're starting over, and you think dating apps are for the young people, I truly believe you got to give them a second look. There is a lot of people online dating and matching, and I met my girlfriend, who I consider my soulmate, the love of my life, on a dating app. But we both had experiences in being married, having children, and being single, so that we can work on ourselves and then come together to be a powerhouse duo, right? Where they say the power couple. So guys, hope you enjoyed that. Send me some questions if you have any. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you again soon. Toodaloo.